Flosstube, it's Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche. I'm back for an update video. Today is Sunday, January 15th, 2023. Happy New Year. It's been a while since my last video. I released my WIP parade, my Works in Progress parade, on the 22nd, I think. And I got lots of very nice feedback, lots of positive, kind words, so thank you very much. There's been a lot of stitching since I started Flosstube. I think I had like 125 WIPs at one point, and I came into 2023 with 23 WIPs. So I almost finished one, but then I realized it was on my Bringo board, so I couldn't finish it. So 23 WIPs. So what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about what I did in December. It was only 9 days. And about 5 of those days I was sick because hubby brought the flu home. But we're fine now. He had a really nice Christmas, really great New Year's, even though we both had the flu. And I am ready for the semester to start. I actually went back to work last week just to kind of get my office in place and get, had a project that I wanted to do. I'm an organizer, and the slides for the A&P lab were not the way I like them, and so I convinced the lead instructor to let me have at it at that, and I got them all nicely organized and easy to hand out to students. So I'm just a nerd. And just getting ready for the semester. We start classes on Tuesday, but I have been doing a lot of stitching, and I did some FFOing. So I'll insert some pictures here of my January decor. So some of these I finished earlier. Most of them I finished. I spent one whole day just FFOing things. I did all of the snowball pieces from Brenda Gervais. I finally made all the little pillows with those, and I made a mounted flat fold with my January sampler from Country Cottage Needlework. And what else did I do? I framed a piece that the one that's over the mantle is the winter is past from Blackbird Designs. I got that framed. I've had the frame for about 6 months, but I finally framed that. But I was really happy with all of my decor. I finished the January snow globe from Salt and Pepper and just mounted it on a block from one of the craft stores. So that's in those pictures as well. So I did some FFOing, and I'm planning on doing something similar to that. I've been suffering from some insomnia. I'll wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and I can't go back to sleep. So this morning I came in here and went through all of my finishes, and I am organizing them by season. So I've got a little stack here of Valentine's things to do, and I'll show those if I get those done for my next video. But I guess we'll get into it, what I've been doing stitching wise. All right, so first I want to talk about my finishes, because I've had 2 finishes already in 2023. I'm so excited. The first is an old WIP that I showed on my WIP parade, and it is the series. It's called the Laundry Company series from Hands On Design. So this came out, when did this come out? I think it was 2018. So there are 3 parts to it. Loads of fun. Let's see if I can find these. The Never Ending Cycle and Irony. And each comes with a main piece, and then there's another one that you can do 3 words together. I'm just doing the main piece of each one. I stitched these on 40 count Liberty Gathering Gray from R&R, and I changed the color slightly to match my decor. So I finished these on the 9th of January. So this is Irony. Isn't that cute? The opposite of Wrinkly. So the main thing I changed was just the greens. These were more turquoise in the original. And I just went with a variegated from DMC and just another DMC color. But that's Irony. This is Loads of Fun. So cute. Those baskets are adorable. And Never Ending Cycle. I love these hangers at the top. Oops. So I'm just going to finish these as just kind of mounted flats and hang them on the laundry door downstairs. So that's my first finish of 2023. So that's an old whip. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put these. And my second finish was a new start and then a finish. This was Bushel and a Peck by Pineberry Lane. I think this has been released as a chart that you can purchase, but it was in the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. It's the 2016 spring issue. It's on page 22 if you want to know. And I stitched it on a piece of 32 count fabric that I dyed when I did a chart pack for Hey Chicky. It was a design that I did years ago, and I just had some leftover fabric. But I think it turned out so cute. So this was a Bringo start. It was called, I think I worked on it 2 times because of Bringo, and then I used it to do 25/7. I'm all about the 25/7 this year, so that's what got these finished. So once I stitched on these the first time, I started just every day, 25 minutes. I set my timer and I'd work 25 minutes, and I got these done by January 9th. And then I did the same thing on this, became my 25/7 piece, and I finished it today. So 2 finishes already. This I'm going to make into a pillow. This is going to be part of my Valentine's decoration. So I'm going to put it over here in this stack of Valentine's things that I'm going to finish for February. So those are my finishes for 2023 already. Okay, so I'm not sure how I can show you the whips in any particular order because I have been stitching on a lot of different things. So my plan was that I went through all of my whips, and on the day that I started it, so say I started something on February 16th, on the 16th of January, I was going to stitch on that. So I did that for 20 of the 22 whips, I think. I didn't do all of them. And so that's what I've been working on. And I also had a new start. So I've got a pile of things here that I'm just going to pull things and show you in no particular order. And whatever's on top is what's going to get shown. So this is hopefully not going to be too reminiscent of my whip parade, but we'll see. I stitched on chatelaine. This has been the most intimidating thing to me. I thought I was going to use a Q-snap, and I'm not. Right now I'm just stitching in hand because what I'm doing is I'm just doing the cross stitching. I'm not doing any of the specialty stitches, any of the beading or anything like that. So I'm just getting through some of the cross stitching. I have struggled with this because there are lots of symbols, and some of them are the same symbol, but you're supposed to pay attention to how dark a line is in the symbol. I've figured it out now. I'm doing better. So I've spent about 4 days stitching on this. And if I can remember, I'll put in a picture of what it looked like before I started this year's work. And this is my progress. Can you see that? Let's see. It's on a big piece of, I think this is antique white, 32 count. But that is my progress. So this is all on one page of the chart. This is the bottom of the page. There's about probably up to this fold. And then the width of this is 1 page. And so most of the cross stitching on this side is completed. So all that blank space is either specialty stitches or beading. And then down here in the middle is a bunch of over 1, and I'm not ready for that yet. So what I want to do, I want to use a Q-snap, but I can't. The stand that I have doesn't hold the Q-snap, so I'm going to order a Q-snap holder, I think. I've got to go by the shop and see if I can order that from them. But that's my progress at this point. And I've taken out and put in several times because I used the wrong color, but that's okay. But I'm enjoying it now. It's fun to use all the different types of fibers, because you've got a bunch of petite treasure braid and the silk lame braid, and then you've got all these beautiful silks, and then there's DMC cottons as well. But this will probably go away now until February. I do plan on stitching on this for a few days in February. So that was fun. Very different from what I've been doing in the past, but I enjoyed that. Another WIP that I have been working on and actually got good progress on is Autumn at Hawk Hollow. So let me find the cover sheet. So the last time I showed this, I had the top 2 done. I had just a little bit of the trees over here and a little tiny bit of the panel up here. So I have spent maybe 4 days stitching on this. I finished the outline of the top panel, and look how much work I've gotten on that 3rd block. I got all of the horses done. I just need to fill in on the house. So there's 2 different colors. There's a mustard for the main part where the larger door is, and then you can see I've started to fill in on the side of the house. And then everything below the house is fully stitched. It's a lot of stitching. So that whole field will be a checkerboard of a kind of corn silk and another green color. So I'm actually pretty happy with how much progress I have made, because this one I have struggled. I started this in 2018 in Stitch Mania and have not made very much progress, and really did well in January stitching on that. I think it's going to go away. I don't think I'll pull this out anymore in January. I've already used it in my Bringo board, so I think I'm done with Autumn at Hawk Hollow. Oh, I just found my cell phone in my basket of WIPs. Another one that I spent a little bit of time yesterday stitching on was the Summer at Hollyberry Farm. So I just had a little bit of the border, the alphabet, and a little tiny bit of this, the flowers in this basket. And yesterday I just spent time working on that border. So not a lot of progress, but some. Just extended this down from about here, all of this in 1 day of stitching. So that was fun. I really like stitching on this one. It is frustrating. I don't know if you'd say it was frustrating, but you have to go back and forth between these 2 colors. So I think I'm going to do, I know that a lot of people have 2 different needles with the 2 strands, 2 different colors in, and that way they switch it up. I might do that the next time I pull this out. So I worked on that. Let's see. I also worked on another Stacy Nash. This is Miss Baxter's house, and I just worked on these slats on this side of this house, so not a lot of work. This is on a piece of 32 count, so it's a little easier to work on, but I essentially finished these 2 sides and then started working my way down. So just, this is now the way I've got it. All I have to do is kind of alternate between these 2 colors. That should be pretty mindless stitching. So I don't know. If it gets called on Bringo, I'll bring that out again. All right, so this one is, I am super excited about this. I had a January 1st start. I'm working on, this is my goal, is to work on my new things. A lot of them are going to be from the Sewing Club book. So I started with this one. It's Willing Hands. I'm stitching it on a piece of 36 count Victorian Motto fabric that I had in my stash. And I have the box, and my hope is to have that completed by the end of this month and have it FFO'd. And I may do that because I've done a lot of work. So more than half, probably be about half done. Isn't it pretty though? It stitches a lot faster than you would think, but it is really pretty colors. And I've already decided what my next 2 projects are going to be. I've got the fabric. So my next new start will be this one. It's called Rose Hips and Ivy. And then after that one, I'm going to do this other drum, In My Garden. So the Rose Hips and Ivy is on 36 count Winter's Brew, which I have that. And then the In My Garden is on 28 count Gingham, Cocoa Gingham from Weeks Dye Works, which I have that. And they're actually in my bag, so I'm ready to go as soon as I finish this one. So that was one of my other new starts. Well, that won't zip. We've had a few days of snow. I think it snowed maybe 2 days in January already, and we're forecast for, I think snow. We were supposed to get snow today, but we got a little bit of rain instead. And I think the Tuesday and Wednesday and Friday we're forecast to have some rain. So I will stitch on my snow project, which is this one from the Leisure Arts book, Evergreen Ever Giving. And I stitched on him for a little bit, not a lot, but that's my progress. I'm more than halfway finished with him. So this is one of those that once you get the back stitching, it makes a tremendous difference. But this looks good. It's on a piece of 32 count. I'm not sure. It may be a silk weaver. I'm not sure what the fabric is, but it's from something from my stash. And then another new project is the temperature butterfly. So I bought this chart last year with the intent of stitching it, and I never did. Didn't even start it, didn't even kit it up. So this year I am going to work on it. So this is from Stitchin' Mommy. Isn't that right? Sarah Hughes. Yeah, Stitchin' Mommy. And on the 31st, I went ahead and did the outline for the January and February. And my plan is to stitch all of the temperatures for the week on Sunday. So after I finish recording, I'm going to go in and fill in these. I got some of these from last week, but I didn't have one of the colors, and I was too lazy to come upstairs and get it. So next time I show this, we should have a lot more filled in. We've had some cold days. It got a little warm on one day, but it's been cold. I mean, the snow that came down before New Year's is still on the ground. Sally is about done with it in her backyard. She needs to see more grass, I think. So those are the whips that I've been working on and that are in my current box. I'm going to pause and get out some more of my whips. So I have one more new start for 2023, and that is the Mirabilia Feather Fairy. And I couldn't decide how I was going to do it. I was going to try to do a conversion, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to stitch it the way it is, but I'm going to stitch it on a different fabric. This is a piece of 28 count Lugana from Silk Weaver, and I'm not sure what the color is. And let me make sure I show you in the right direction. Yeah, that's it. Maybe. I stitched on it for 1 hour one day, and that's my progress. So not a lot of progress. But this is something that I want to finish by May, so it's going to come into my rotation because I want to give this as a gift to someone for their birthday in June. So we will see. That's my goal. If it's not done by then I will give it to them for Christmas. And then the last thing I'm going to show you are just what my next kind of long-term stitching project I'm going to be working on, and that's Peace, Love, and Purpose. I want to finish this. I'm going to work on it for 5 days and get as far as I can, but it's almost a new start because that's all that I have done. So that's my plan for the next few days. And I have other things. I'm still doing the Whip Go, and that's one of my Whip Go projects. And then the other is the Bringo. So I'll have other projects that I'm working on as well. But I did want to show you one thing. So a lot of people have been talking about different ways you can finish things. And I've shown some of my smalls. And someone told me, you should go and get the little frames at Hobby Lobby. So I've been looking at them, and they did go on sale half price. So I went and bought some. And here's one example. This is from, what is it? Cats and Jacks from Pineberry Lane. I just trimmed it. I used the piece of glass out of the frame and just trimmed it, and then attached it to a piece of sticky board that was cut the same size and framed it. And so she's all ready for Halloween. Isn't that cute? And that's just a frame. I think it was $7.99 or $6.99, and I got it half off. So that was a great idea. I can't remember who suggested it, but that's what I've done. So I've got to look and see if I can find some other things similar to that, because I have several of these. I have the little shamrocks from Pineberry Lane stitched up. I don't know if they'll fit in those frames. I think they're a little bit bigger, but I thought that was so cute and so easy. All right, so that is my progress for the first 2 weeks of January. I hope everyone is enjoying the stitching and getting a lot of, I love January because it gives you time to kind of reset and then kind of think about what you want to do. I am going to start new things this year. I'm going to work through some of the projects in the sewing club, but I'm also going to start some of the new releases. So we have market coming up and things like that. So, okay, one other plan that I have, I was watching Abby Bella Stitch. She has been doing lots of videos lately, and she did a video where she was showing all of her primitive needle charts and some of the ones she was thinking about stitching. And she mentioned the ABC Horn Book, which I have that chart. And I sent her a message and said, hey, whenever you want to start that, I will start it with you. So we decided that we're going to start this on January 17th. And Abby has put together a hashtag. It's hashtag Stitch Your Alphabet. So you don't have to do this one. You can do any piece that has an alphabet in it. But we are going to start this on January 17th and just post our progress on Instagram using the hashtag, again, is hashtag Stitch Your Alphabet. So join us if you want to stitch any of the charts with alphabets on them. Doesn't have to be primitive needle. So that's one of my other plans for this next week. Before I close out, I want to do the giveaway. So my last video 77, I had 5 giveaways. The was the Satsuma Street. Is that right? Yeah, Satsuma Street ornaments. So I had finished those and showed those in my last video. So that set goes to Deborah McKenzie. The second was the Early Christmas Morning chart from Blackbird Design. That goes to Jan R. The third was the Strawberry Display from Paisley's and Polka Dots. I think that's it. That goes to Heidi Lanick. The fourth was the Santa's Cocoa chart with the little ornament from Stitching with the Housewives. That goes to J. Roth 311. And then the last was the Candy Cane of Christmas chart from Bent Creek. It came as a kit. I'm just giving away the chart. And that goes to Sandra Moore. So this is my email. If you are one of the people that I called, just email me and I will get that mailed out to you. I did mail all of the giveaways from the past. There's only one person that I haven't heard from, or I don't think I've heard from, and that is Linda Lindsay. If you can email me, you won a Fa La La Lane chart from Little Stitch Girl. So if I don't hear from her before my next video, I'll just do another. I'll put that into the giveaways. This time I'm only doing one giveaway, and that's for the, let me find them. I've piled things on top of them. The laundry company charts, these charts. So if you are interested, just say something about laundry. Don't say anything about giveaways. Don't say when, all of that. Just make sure you are 18, and I will pick one person, and I will mail them all 3 of the charts. So that is it for my update. Just a word about my shop. My shop is Jen's Stitching Niche. I do have things listed on Etsy, but it's the same, pretty much the same things I have listed at my shop. You get a better shipping price at my main shop. And the sales are at my main shop, not on Etsy. So this week, I have a discount of 15% on fabrics and what's the other tab? The scissors, needles, and tools tab. So if you purchase anything out of the fabric or the scissors, needles, and tools tab, you get an automatic 15% off. That's good through Friday. I'm doing a sale of some sort every week, and the information will be in the announcement bar on the top of the website. So just check there on Fridays to see what I'm offering. Also, if you sign up for my newsletter, there will be, I'll give that information as well. But like this, for the 1st of January, I gave a coupon code for individuals who were subscribed. So you'll get, there's some perks to that. Plus, I usually send a recipe. I think that is everything. I hope you are all enjoying the new year. Thank you so much for your support and all your kind words. I love all of the comments. Everybody's super nice and super supportive. So I hope you all enjoy your week, and happy stitching.